Yes, and we're going to talk about if J. Cole's The Fall Off is a classic. In our review, using our themes, the production from the album, the lyrics, and our arbitrary rating at the end, and a special bonus, we're going to talk about is this also belonging to the top 5 double disc of all time. And we'll get there. I'm not going to spoil it because this is going to be an interesting conversation. So stick around with us the entire video. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're going to talk about the theme. So I'm going to start off like I believe the theme for J. Cole's The Fall Off is I'm done. I'm going independent. Here's what it was like for me to get to that place. Here's what it was like at 29. Here's what it was like at 39. I'm here now. This is what I had to experience in order to get there.
I think I see it more the kind of timeline-ish for the album itself in terms of when he wanted to release The Fall Off. Like, I think, because he's been talking about The Fall Off for a very long time. And I think that the 29-year-old Fall Off, aka Disc 1, just shows what The Fall Off would have sounded like then. And then the 39 intro sounds like what it would sound like now with more experience. And I think there's just the themes of growing up and coming home of like, and how he wanted to illustrate that.
You're more like hyper focused on the story of it all.
Yeah.
And I'm focused on like the meta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just seems like the meta is what he's trying to get to us because like that is currently where he is, you know?
Yeah.
So with that being said, the production is very incredible throughout this project. And I think it's some of the standout kind of work that he's done. He learned a lot from his collaborations, and he learned a lot from his collaborator, T-. And so T- does a bulk of the heavy lifting of the production on this project. And I guess from your point of view, what did T- get right?
T- got the intensity right, because I think there's an intensity when you're talking about falling off, right? And what I think that feels like, what that allows in terms of the storytelling for J. Cole, and being able to just illustrate Fayetteville. And I think he did that very well.
Especially being, Canadian?
Hey.
Like, how does he manage to like channel all of that and still get it right? Collaborating with Drake, collaborating with Cole. Ron Gilmore is still involved with Cole's production on this project, who has always been J. Cole's collaborator on the keys. I think what T- got right is he chose the right bed for J. Cole to mix it up lyrically. He led the production in such a way that J. Cole doesn't have to like kind of lean into that producing bag. Even though J. Cole did some production on this work, he didn't have to. He didn't have to be behind the orchestra, chair. You know what I mean, so to speak. You know what I mean. He's not the conductor in this situation. T- is the conductor, and T- has the opportunity to say to Cole, "Well, I think you should attack it this way. I think that you should have this type of inflection." And so T- allows J. Cole to flourish lyrically and with his performances.
He did just like an amazing job because, like you said, the performances were so varied, as well as the cadences, and I think that can only happen when you're given that playpen to be in. And even when I think he probably even had an influence on, like, if you think about the Alchemist track, like there's a consistency there. Can we talk about the samples?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to do that. I think 2 of the samples that we really like, Bombs in the Ville, Hit the Gas. That's sampling the drums from Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy? Yeah, I'm not gonna do it justice, but whatever. And then Safety is sampling Queen Latifah's UNITY. What do you have to say about that sample first? And
that sample, like when I noticed it, like because I was checking through some of the samples on whosampled.com or whatever, just to kind of get a little more depth on how he was using the samples and the vibrancy of, I think, like the horn and just the way it sounds. I'm like, man, like it feels so comforting. How do you flip that song that was so I'm not gonna say aggressive, but very direct?
I think the reason why it's so impactful that he used What's Your Fantasy and all these other things is to give us a bit of nostalgia for that time. He's keeping us grounded in hip hop. The use of sampling, the use of interpolations, which interpolations is just replaying or restating something that is in an existing song or recording. So like the hook from, the DMX song, the 2-6 hook that comes from a interpolation of another song. So like he's using all these moments. He's saying, I'm nostalgic about my story. I want you to feel nostalgic when you listen to this project, is my thought.
Yeah, he even gets super meta on Run a Train and samples himself.
Right.
And it's just like, you if you've been along for the ride, you're going to notice it, you're going to feel it, and you're going to be more, I think, inspired in a lot of different ways by how he handled the production on this album, because it just shows how much he's grown from the I have to do everything guy.
I think just mentioning 2-6, that's a perfect segue into the lyrics. What did you pull from 2-6 that was impactful for you, and why?
I pulled this one lyric that I think it's when grown man bars hit, they hit in a way of just kind of setting a stage, I think, for what the rap game really is. It's Rolls Royce, please don't sell them rappers no more Culligans. They unoriginal, and plus I know they don't be budgeting. And like all I heard when the line was there was Rolls Royce. Like, so he went through it, but I was just like, is he just right? Is he just being flashy on folks? But it takes that shot of like, come on, bro. Like, we know he riding around right now in a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
And even when he speaks about, I think at 29 coming back to the Ville, with a Lambo and everything else, it was just like, he's always so born center conflicted with those things. That's why that line stands out to me, because it just shows growth and an understanding of like, I see what y'all doing. Like, just stop it.
For me, it says, hey, I'm different. You're right. It is on grown man time. And why does this thing even matter, right? People are willing to go broke just to look rich. And that's I feel like that's the message between those lines. So I pulled lines from Bunch Road Blues because that's one of my favorite tracks. And I think I've said it before that Future really shines in his appearances on here. And so J. Cole says, why the F do we feel like ninjas looking like us deserve to be killed? Meanwhile, Capitol Hill be making it easier for them to go stuff us in cells. I ain't no preacher for real. I just like to cut the mic and start letting it spill. I've been leaving a trail. Play all my albums and you'll find a letter revealed. It's so perfectly encapsulated what he cares about, especially because it relates to this 2-6 message.
Yeah.
It is saying, this whole time I've been telling you, you're just not paying attention. I'm not going to preach to you, but I am going to like leave these little breadcrumbs for you to like pick apart. Mimicking it.
Just sprinkle breadcrumbs.
Beep, 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 beep. Get the breadcrumbs, son. I agree with him in the fact that, like, Supreme Court said ICE can racially profile now, right? Like, that is timely. It's real, and I think it matters, and that is why we feel. I feel like this is classic material at this point. Sitting with it for a week or two now.
I agree. Does that lead us right into our discussion on where it fits on classic double discs?
Yeah, I think we should have that discussion first before the rating. So, like, let's just name off a few double disc albums that are really impactful. We have B.I.G.'s Life After Death, Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Forever. We got Pac, All Eyes on Me, and another one is Outkast, Speaker Box, Love Below. You said that one doesn't count.
It's cheating.
It's not cheating. It is definitely a double disc.
It's 2 solo
It
albums.
came packaged as a double disc,
Alright.
and it came packaged as individual albums, just in case you didn't want to buy the double disc.
I can't. Fight me. But yes, it is a classic double disc. That one is. I agree.
So I believe that like Cole could fit in that 5 slot, or Kendrick's Mr. Morale and Big Stepper could fit in that 5 slot. Which one would fit for you?
Cole's would fit for me because I think there's only like 2-3 songs that I don't necessarily go back to. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers has the To Pimp a Butterfly issue, which is it's too look in the mirror.
To some people.
To me, personally. And I think that's why I would keep it off, because I think that Cole's, even with his hyper-specific stories like we talked about last week, it's still more inviting than a therapy session that most YNs don't want to have.
Yeah. I go back to Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers quite a lot. And listen to it from start to finish quite a lot. I think some of the things that disrupts it for me is the interludes, so to speak. I believe, just right now, off the top of my head, hot take, that this album's gonna end up in those top 5 double disc conversations, maybe 10 years from now.
I agree. And maybe in a couple of years, I won't like even the 2 or 3 songs that I dislike, I'll come around to, and then it'll even solidify it even more.
Yeah.
But let's do the funnest part of this podcast.
Arbitrary rating.
I'm giving it 5 unibrows out of 5. I just unibrowed, unibombed this.
I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 laundry baskets.
Wait.
Because Cole going home to fold clothes.
What do y'all give it? Let us know down in the comments. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I think I already did all of that. Hit that bell notification. Get notified every week. We'll see you in the next piece. A 1 and a 2 and a peace.